So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the exact webinar process that you could use to scale your offer to 100, 200, 300, even 400K per month. This is the same exact process we use to take 5 offers past 100K per month now. One offer 0 to 180K in 30 days, an ecom offer 0 to 233K in just 30 days. Our most recent ecom offer, we scaled from 0 to 143K cash collected in 3 days. So not even the whole week. The whole week we finished at like 160. So as you can see here, 120K per month on average for one of our closes on ecom offer. Weeks like these, 70K cash collected, 143K cash collected in 3 days, like I mentioned. 5x ROAS on 11K spend in just 1 week for another one of our clients. And then huge days like this, like 28K cash collected, 47K cash collected in a day, 24K cash collected. So the first thing we're going to look into is traffic, whether you're doing straight organic traffic or paid traffic or both, okay? Now, if you're doing organic traffic, what you can do is you can promote on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and also SMS blast to previous people like in your CRM, maybe like opt-ins and whatnot. When it comes to paid traffic, you can do retargeting, you can do lookalike audiences to people who close, maybe people who answered a specific way on a type form, and then you can also run broad as well. So depends on your audience. You could either do both of these combined if you want the optimal results, or if it's your first one, you could just do organic, or maybe you don't have that big of a personal brand, you could just go straight into paid as well. Now, when it comes to creatives for these webinars, static images have been absolutely crushing, but video ones also work as well when you're promoting the webinar. So whether you're doing organic or paid, they're all going to get funneled to the webinar registration. So the KPIs for this, if it's cold traffic, you want a 30 to 35% opt-in rate or registration rate. And then with warm traffic, it should be like 50, 60%. Like that's kind of the bare minimum, especially if you have like a very, very warm audience. But so in terms of the page, it's pretty simple. You want an outcome-driven headline. You want the date and time. You also want a countdown as well for the actual webinar. So you want to have like 3 benefits, who you are, what they'll learn, etc. I can show you an example of this right now. So here's an example of a registration page for our client. So as you can see, what they'll learn, who is he, learn from somebody who has, done X, Y, and Z. So just more credibility, right? And then we have the countdown at the bottom because we use Webinar Jam. And then also when they click here, they can also register as well. And so once they actually register, they get redirected to a VIP page where they have the option to upgrade. Now, this is optional, especially if you're, running one of your first webinars. It might like overcomplicate things, but the reason why these are beneficial is because you can liquidate some of the ad spend, especially if you're just running, cold traffic or even retargeting. You can liquidate some of that ad spend. You can identify your highest intent buyers up front, because usually when somebody buys something, more than likely they're going to probably buy something again rather than somebody who didn't. And then this also increases show rate as well, because obviously they paid for something. And then the most beneficial thing is with one of these benefits, you can frame it as like, get like a one-on-one coaching call with one of our, expert traders, for example. And essentially it's a sales call, right? To where they can also get upsell. So it's going to increase your show rate for them to actually book a sales call as well. Now, either way, if they do VIP or not, they're going to get sent to this thank you page right here. Now, this thank you page is very important. So the first thing they're going to see is a creator video. And the reason for this is we want to create that personal connection, make them feel comfortable. And also we have that so they understand the next steps as well. Step number 2 is going to be intake form. So this qualifies your leads and you have a better understanding of like who's actually showing up to the webinar. And so this is also very important as well, because you can set up a conversion API to where if they're super qualified, like let's say one of your questions, like how much capital do you have to trade with? And it's like 5K plus. Once they click that option, you can send it back to your MetaPixel via like, Go High Level or a third-party ad tracking platform. So the next webinar you run, you get more highly qualified people. So step number 3 is going to be adding it to the calendar. It's pretty self-explanatory. If it's on the calendar, they're less likely to show up. So we make sure we have that as well. And then step number 4 is going to be to join the community. Okay, now the community is very important. This can be a Telegram, a WhatsApp, a Facebook. And once they join the community itself, what you want to do is you want to build more value. You want to have them get to know you more with, specific testimonials. Maybe you're educating them about a certain thing. Maybe, you're showing them case studies. So make sure that they're all active, right? Make sure that you're constantly updating things. You're constantly, sending some value. That way they're more hyped for the actual webinar itself. Now, another thing as well, like in order to incentivize them to actually show up to the webinar, you can give away something for free. Like whether it's like a $5,000 cash giveaway, a MacBook, that also helps with the show rate as well, because if they show up and stay to the end, right, they have a chance to win those things and whatnot. So now we're going to talk about the pre-webinar nurture. So this depends on your promos, like, because if you're doing paid traffic, you want to have a shorter promotion cycle, like maybe 3 to 4 days at max, like once you actually get it down. However, if it's organic, you maybe want to have like a week out, just in case of like any, mistakes or having more people actually register for the actual webinar itself. But essentially what you want is you want to have an email sequence, and that's 3 emails per day. So this can be educating them. This could be telling them more about yourself, handling specific objections that maybe your sales closers have heard before. And this could also be specific case studies and testimonials, or like breaking limiting beliefs about the actual business model that you're educating them on. And then we're also going to have an SMS sequence. So one that immediately goes out, a confirmation in the calendar link. 2 is going to be 48 hours before. Number 3 is going to be the day before. Number four is going to be the morning of. And then we also have one more as well that's not listed here. So we have one 15 minutes before, as soon as it starts, and then 15 minutes after as well, just to get any like stragglers in. And then also as well, the community for the actual webinar itself, you want to also tell them that you're having this too. And then also as well, you want to stay on top of the community, and you want to send the link when it's actually time in the community as well. So in terms of once the webinar is live, here's what the structure looks like. So you want to introduce yourself, tell them who you are, why you're qualified, a little bit more about your story, and then like set expectations for the actual webinar itself. Number 2 is you're going to be calling out the exact pain that they're in, make them feel like they're understood, right? Number 3 is going to be your personal journey, like telling them more about, yourself, where you came from, your transformation. Number 4 is going to be the value teaching, where this is like, 30 to 40 minutes and they're actually gaining something. So like deliver real actionable advice that they can go ahead and implement, but not enough to do it without you though, because that defeats the whole purpose of having the book a call funnel or having them buy something on the webinar. Then number 5, you want to show social proof. So any case studies you have, testimonials, people's transformation from X to Z from your actual program itself. And then number 6, you want to actually pitch. So this is presenting the offer and stacking the value. Now this depends if you're selling to a general like the general public, or you're selling to a more affluent audience. So when you're selling to an affluent audience, you want to tell them the price up front. But when it's the general public, you ideally don't want to tell them how much it's going to cost, because when it comes to the general public, they're going to need more certainty that they can actually do this, which is why you even have the sales call in the first place. And then number 7 is going to be the Q&A and the final CTA. So what you do is you handle specific objections live, you restate the offer, you make sure you answer any questions that they do have. The longer you take to answer questions, the more people that are actually going to book the call. So after you pitch, for the people who did not book a call, we're going to talk about segmentation. Okay, so there's going to be 4 main buckets. Number 1 is going to be the no-shows. Number 2 is going to be the people who left early. Number 3 is going to be the people who saw the pitch but did not book. And then number 4 is going to be the VIP buyers who also did not book a call. So in terms of the bucket 1, which is the no-show, they're going to get put in an SMS and an email sequence. Now, these are the lowest priority people, just because like they have no idea what's going on, right? They didn't even show up to the actual webinar itself. Now we have number 2, the people who left early. This is also on the second to lowest priority, just because they did not hear the actual pitch, but we're still going to have them on an SMS sequence, and we're still going to call them on outbound. Now, the most important 2 are the people who saw the pitch and did not book, and then the VIP buyers who did not book a call as well. Now, the reason why these are so high priority is because they saw the pitch. And for the VIP buyers, the reason why they're so high intent is because they already paid you, right? So bucket 3 and 4 are the ones that the setters are going to be absolutely hammering first, and then they're going to work their way to the people who left early and the people who no-show. So here's just a better demonstration of the priority, right? So we want the VIP buyers, the people who saw the pitch but didn't book, and the people who left early, and then the people who no-showed. So every registrant gets called and texted and DM within 24 hours. So the setter's only job is to book the call. So they're not trying to sell the offer. They're just trying to get them on with the closer. And so closer takes all booked calls, and then they close the deal. And then every lead gets 5 to 7 touches before being marked dead. Now we have lead routing and scoring set up. So with the best leads, they're obviously going to go to our best closers. And with the leads that have a lower budget, or maybe our score lower, they're going to go on our lowest performers calendar. Now, once the sales call is actually booked, we have the setter make a 3-way group chat between himself, the closer, and the prospect. And we have the prospect introduce themselves in that group chat. And then we also have the closer introduce themselves in that group chat as well. And then we also have them send over the pre-call page. Now, with the pre-call page, it's pretty simple. Step number 1 is we're going to have like a 10-20 minute video just breaking down the offer, urgency surrounding the actual business model, like why they should do this now, and then clear next steps. Step number 2 is going to be obviously accepting the calendar invite to, increase the show rate. Step number 3 is going to be the FAQs, where these are handling, specific objections or just answering any questions. That way they're more prepared for the actual sales call with the closer. And step number 4 is going to be the case studies, just getting them more indoctrinated before the call with the closer as well. So between the time they book and the actual sales call, we're going to be sending 6 to 12 value dense emails. Again, just handling specific objections, educating more about the model, telling them about case studies, telling them about personal stories. And then we're going to have 3 SMS reminders, which are immediate, 24 hours, and then an hour before the actual call as well. Now, before we spend any money on ads, we want to financially model the webinar out, whether this is organic and paid, whether it's just paid or organic. So let's just say we just do straight organic and you have 1,000 registrants, okay? So typically when it's just organic, you have a pretty strong audience. You're going to get like a 40 to 50% show rate. Let's just say, 40% show rate. And then you have about 80% retained to the actual offer itself. And then you have about 30% actually apply. And then let's say 70% make it through that application. Let's say the other 30% is like unqualified or something. So then you have a 70% show rate to the actual sales call itself. And then let's say you have a 35% show rate for an average order value of $3,300. So that right there is going to be $54K cash collected from the actual webinar itself. Now, let's say you did both organic and paid, right? So let's just say paid, you did like retargeting and you spent like $10,000, right? And then you're getting $10 per registrant, right? So with these numbers, it might be a little lower, right? Let's say you're going to get a 30% show rate. You're going to get 70% of people just because we have a little bit, of a quarter audience in there. Let's say, 30, we can keep 30%, 70%. Let's say, 70% says the same. Let's just say the close rate drops to 30% and the average order value is $3,300, right? So you're still making a good amount of money, even with, you spending the money on ads. Now, let's just take out the organic people, for example, and let's see what this returns us. So it's still a 3x ROAS if you're spending, $10K on the actual webinar itself. So that's pretty much it from the webinar breakdown. Hope you guys got some value from this. Now, if you're an offer owner and you want to work on a done-for-you basis with the marketing, webinars, call funnels, sales staffing, sales recruitment, just overall, handling the back end, and then you just focus on filming ads and, creating content, then I'm going to have a link below to apply to work with me and my partner Aris. Now, if you're an offer owner with a smaller offer, not doing that much cash collected, and you want to work on a consulting basis, then I also have a link below as well. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.